Pardon me. Tyler's playlist has 36 songs. Noah's playlist has one quarter as many songs as Tyler's playlist. So I'm going to start off just by annotating here. I know that a quarter is a lot less. So that tells me that Noah is going to have a lot fewer songs than Tyler, who has 36. How many songs are on Noah's playlist? I'm looking at the variable they use and it's W. So I know that if I take 36 and I divide it by 4, which is the same thing as 36 times 1/4, but I'm going to end up with W. And I could even solve it. I know that 36 divided by 4 is 9, so 9 should turn out to be W. If 9 doesn't work, it's probably not correct. So even look at this first one. W is isolated, so I'm going to leave it isolated. It says W equals 4 times 36. That's the opposite of what I have. And 4 times 36 is certainly not the same thing as 9. So I'm going to cross that out. W, isolated, so we can leave it, equals 36 divided by 4. That's exactly what I have here. And that works out to be 9, so I know that that's correct. Take a look at these other two. For these ones, you're going to have to isolate 36. So you want to figure out, how do I get 36 by itself? Pause the video and then hit play when you're ready to review. Okay, the opposite of division is multiplication. So I have 36 divided by 4. To get 36 by itself, I have to multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on the left side, which means I also have to multiply by 4 on the right side. So my new equation, switch colors just so you can tell this is my new one, is that 36 is equal to 4W. If I plug 9 in for W, just to double check my work, I know that 4 times 9 equals 36. 36 equals 4W. 4W equals 36. That is the same thing, so you should have circled this one. W divided by 4 equals 36. Nope, if I put 9 here, 9/4 is not the same as 36, so that one certainly does not work. Okay, I believe this is, oh, and we've got 2 more actually. So let's start with 6. You have $50. You spent 10% of the money. This word of means multiplication. So you spent 10% of the money on clothes, 20% of the money on games. So once again, I'm going to multiply here. And the rest on books. How much money was spent on books? So I think I can do this in one quick step. I know that 10% plus 20% equals 30%. So I know that if I multiply 30% times $50, that I'm going to get the amount of money spent on clothes and games combined. But I want to know, how much am I spending on books, which is the rest? So I can take here $50 and I can multiply it by 30%. And I don't know what that is, but I know that multiplying by a percent is pretty hard to do. So an easier way to do that would be 50 times 0.30, because percent means parts of 100. So all I do is I take my decimal and I move it 2 places to the left so that I have 30 hundredths, 30 parts of 100. Okay, now I'm going to do that off to the side. 50 times 0.30, do this work with me. 50 times 0.30. Okay, I know that my 0 is going to end up just being 0 all the way across. So I'm going to go ahead and put my placeholder here, 0. Now I start with my 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. but I have to look back up at my decimal place. It was 2 places over. There's no decimals up here, so I need to only move 2. So I take my original here, I go 1, 2. I know that 30% of 50 is $15. So let's write that here. 30% of $50 equals $15. So he spent $15 on both clothes and games, or you rather in this case. You spent $15 on clothes and games. You spent the rest of your money on books. So to figure out the rest, really simple. I just need to take $50 minus $15, and I'm left with $35 as my final answer. That is what he spent on books. 7. A trash bin has a capacity of 50 gallons. What percentage of its capacity is each of the following? Show your reasoning. Okay, for each of these, we are going to set up some ratios to find the percent. I know that 5 divided by 50, so my part 5 divided by my whole 50 is going to equal some number. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to write x over 100 because percent means part x over 100. So now I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to take 5 times 100. So down here, start to type. That makes it a little easier. I have 500 equals 50x. How do I get x by itself? I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So divide by 50 here, divide by 50 here. When I take 500 divided by 50, I know that the answer to A, I'm just going to write it right above it, is that 5 gallons is 10% of 50 gallons. I want you to follow these same steps, part over whole. So 30 over 50 equals x over 100. Solve for x every time, write the percentage above B, C, and D. Go ahead and pause and do that. You can check your answers when we're done. Right, if you look up here, I know that 30 over 50 is going to end up being 60%. 45 over 50 is going to end up being 90%. 100 over 50 is going to end up being 200%. And if you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand and ask your teacher.